But we do have our first phone call of the day. Welcome to the show. Let us know your name, where you're calling from, and of course your question.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Great.
This is John Cordisco. I'm calling from upstate New York. I wanted to get your opinion on the Americans' play and the play overall in this candidates. I think it's really amazing. Some of the games we've seen now, they were long games, but this is real chess. This isn't kidding around. These guys are really going for it. And I was just wondering what you thought, what Caruana's chances are, and the play overall, because I think it's absolutely amazing. And I've analyzed the games till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's really great chess, and I hope they keep it up.
Well, thank you for your question and observation. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Going into the tournament, I was really, really looking forward to this event. I think it was going to be a great event. You always have that fear that somehow the players at this elite level were just going to make a lot of draws. No, this tournament has been fantastic. The games have been just great to watch, easy to commentate upon. I'm loving it. I think this is just is shaping up as one of the great candidate tournaments. Maurice, your thoughts on that one?
Absolutely. It's been real thrill to watch these games. Every moment is just jaw-dropping, especially the play of one Vladimir Kramnik. I mean, he's actually almost stolen the show as Caruana was playing extremely well, Mamedyarov is playing extremely well, Ding-Larin super solid, but Kramnik has just said, you know what, if I'm going to go out as the oldest guy in the field, I'm going to go out in the most flamboyant fashion possible. And Big Vlad, we know, back in the day, you consider him a solid player. This guy was ultra positional. Of course, he could rip a king side apart with the best of them, but certainly more on the positional side. But yes, I would say he's sort of thrown the Kramnik positional manual out the window and then lit a torch to it, because the games he's playing have just been insane. I mean, insane, erratic even, some of his decision making. So that he has definitely kept us all on pins and needles as to what he's going to do. And even this round right now against Aronian, he's doing the exact same thing every single round. It looks like he came in either with his shades of glory or a death wish. Right. I mean, one of the two. He just said, that's it, I'm going one way or the other. Is he thinking maybe it's his last shot at being world champion? I don't know. But he's certainly keeping it absolutely thrilling. I'd also like to make a point, last point. Mamedyarov, he's +2. And his wins have been against Kramnik and against Sergei Karyakin. Kramnik win 64 moves. The Karyakin win 71 moves. So he's playing long, hard fighting chess, and all his games have been pretty dynamic as well. You got to like his opening theory. He's not one of those boring E4, E5, snooze fest, let's play that kind of chess. Every game, it looks like he really wants it, and he wanted it this game, but maybe he's not going to get it all the way. But don't think this is over. With 4 rounds to go, Mamedyarov will be making a bid to try to take first place and surpass Fabiano Caruana.
That's
Absolutely.
right. But the caller also asked us about what we thought the chances of Fabi are to win. And
Yeah.
I think that they're obviously, to me, if looking at the game today and assuming he doesn't lose, they're obviously over 50% because, you know, you've got Mamedyarov as the nearest chaser, but he's going to have to make up some ground if he only draws today.
The tournament?
Yes.
To win the tournament, yeah.
No. Really? That seems like a lot.
Do you think it's less than 50%?
It's got to be less. It's
Because you
gotta
think
be
somebody
less.
like Risha could win a couple of games in a row.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's really only the other players would have to win.
But he doesn't have to win a couple of games. It's just he just has to lose one. I mean,
Fabi has to lose
Fabi
one.
just has to lose a game.
That's true.
And then the whole tournament is changed. And it's possible in the next 4 players he has to play that he could just lose a game. I mean,
Just
it's
4 rounds to go, though. I think I would at least put 50% on him.
wow. I would take that bet. I mean, as much as I love Fabi and I think he's going to win, I think his chances of winning are greater than everybody else's, probably significantly so. But over 50%.
Well,
Let's hope you don't jinx him with that.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'll do 50%.
Yeah.
51%.
Okay, I mean, coming into today's round, I mean, I thought it's a 2.5-person horse race. So obviously, Fabi and Shaq, in my view, had the best chances of the field to win, and the other half person in that was Grishuk.
He
Grishuk
gave up half a white today against Karyakin.
but
Just a draw.
Grishuk today had a real chance. He's white against Sergey, but and the fact that Sergey drew, I mean, that's really nice for Fabi. It's like,
Yeah.
Fabi says, go out, have dinner on my account. That's really nice. Thank you for drawing and keeping Grishuk beneath me. Now, again, this is a really, really big test coming into today's game. Fabiano with black, if he could, make a draw, if he had a result here, that would have just, it's great for his chances. And I think that Fabiano, by the way, is one of those players who is a very, very good front runner. Once he has a tournament in his grip, he usually doesn't release it. And so, I think mathematically percent.
Hi, folks. John Cordisco back again. Another great game. Great game. From World Chess Candidates 2018. This tournament determines who will be playing Magnus Carlsen, the current world champion. I believe it's this November in London. Two big-time heavyweights. As white, Levin Aronian, who a lot of people thought was the favorite in this tournament. And former world champion Vladimir Kramnik, who's showing these guys that even in their 40s, he's a power to deal with. This is a really, really interesting game. It's going to be in Berlin, so don't roll your eyes and turn off the video now, because this is a hell of a game. Let's get to it. Aronian's white, Kramnik's black. We'll go for the first few moves, of course, because it is an incredibly boring Berlin. There's so many lines in the Berlin, I'm not even going to go through them, and frankly, I don't want to, even if this was a channel about openings, because you can make yourself crazy. And the ironic part is Vladimir Kramnik is the one that can be blamed for this, because he's the one that brought it back when he beat Garry Kasparov years ago. G5. Here we go. What to do, what to do. Got a computer off screen. It shows three top moves. One is B4, knight on B to D2, and D4. Now, D4 I think I would play, frankly. But he plays knight takes E5. And already I think Aronian's got pulled into some of Kramnik's preparation. Let's see. G4. He continues to go. He's going after the king, of course. His king's position. D4. Knight takes may look tempting, but after bishop takes, bishop G5, bishop takes, bishop takes, bishop E2, bishop takes, white is winning. Absolutely winning after bishop takes. Excuse me, black is winning. Full rook for 2 pawns. Bishop D6. Say to go G3, because sometimes what can happen is, say, black takes here. The black pawn here becomes a shield for the white king. He can move up, and you end up shielding your own pieces away like a traitor in a way. So they just let it set. D takes. Now this is fascinating. Talk about leaving the tension on the board. There's no way black's going to take G takes H. Just wants to let it sit. Queen takes. Queen D4. Now the material's even. The computer off screen shows it. It's about 2/3 of a pawn advantage for black. So we'll say even. And considering, I think white's a little underdeveloped, but Queen E7 doesn't want to trade queens. When you're on the attack like that, you want to keep your queens on the board. H5, he finally consolidates the king side. So white can breathe a little better. If white had taken, just for those of you who are curious, after C5, Queen D5, Knight F6. I don't like that for white. It's a little wide open for the king. C5, Queen C4, Bishop E6, another tempo gaining move. Queen checks. C6. What to do, what to do. And this is where I think Aronian miscues. I wouldn't call it a blunder. He goes queen a4. Try to keep control over the e4 pawn. Now, where's he going to bring his queen back into the game? He can bring it here to guard the pawn. But he can't go here. He can't go here. He can't go here. Queen can't go here. Queen can't go here. There's not much left. I think queen to d3 was a lot better move. But who am I to second guess Aronian, even though I kind of am. f5. Kramnik's just trying to bust this open. And this is where I think he gets in trouble. Aronian, I mean. This is the pivotal part of the game right here. Now, oddly enough, the move that Aronian makes is also the first choice in the computer. But it's a very bad move. And it's a very natural move to make, and that's bishop g5. Pick up a tempo on the queen, you're thinking. Maybe bring your queen back to d1 or c2 for defense. But that's, I think, is the losing move. Because what happens is he does the rook, he does the exchange sack, pawn takes, f4. Here comes the black pawns. They really can't take. So he's got to bring the queen back. And now he hits the queen with a tempo. Queen goes to c1. And right now, Aronian is under the gun. We're on move 21. When have you ever seen 11 Aronian in a candidate's final, no less, on move 21, and the computer shows him -3? White's up the exchange, but he's losing the game. Let's continue on, see how it goes. F takes. I mean, it's just brutal. He can't go here. He can't take, because knight picks up the exchange again. I mean, what's he going to do? He's stuck. But the only thing he can do is knight a3. Figure what else can I do? Rook d3. Here comes the rook. Rook to d1. He's desperately trying to trade off some pieces here. Bishop. And he just leaves it. Absolutely leaves it. This is just brutal. Pawn up. Pawn takes. What else can he do? Pawn takes the bishop. Now White's a full rook up for 2 pawns, but it doesn't really matter now. It's over. Computer shows mate in 8. Queen threatening mate on h2. Look at all of these pieces surrounding his king. Just brutal. He tries to figure he can win the queen, but it doesn't really matter after check. And the game is over. And that's where he throws in the towel. No matter what he does, it's over. You can go through the 4 different scenarios, but if he goes king to g1, it's f2 check. That's brutal. If he goes king to h2, you queen. King takes, f2 check, king goes to h1, rook to h3 check. It's over. I mean, we're on move 24, and 11 Aronian, one of the world-class players of all time, is absolutely busted. What a great game from Kramnik. I got to give it to him. I'm not sure if Kramnik played really well or Aronian played really poorly. But this is a bad tournament so far for 11. Let's see if he can bounce back. But there you have it, folks. Game from round 3 of the Candidates Final 2018. I hope you enjoyed it. Look for more videos coming up on this tournament. And as I always say, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.